Welcome back, Christian here. Lucky's back out and hanging out in his hole, and this is a advanced look at the Week 5 early slate on Draftkings for this weekend. The early slate for this week is looking pretty sharp. It's looking pretty tight. There's definitely some question marks that are waiting. There is definitely weather involved. But these are some of the thoughts that I have come up with looking deeper into this week's slate. Most recent information I was perusing through, been struggling to decide what defense to go with for the early slate in particular, and did some digging and found out that New England is going to have offensive line problems protecting their rookie quarterback this week. They will be on the road in Houston, a absolutely team that has fallen apart in recent times, but 2,300 for the Houston Texans at home against a beleaguered offensive line and a rookie quarterback. We are going to take a stab at that. That is going to really help us out at 2,300. They don't have to do much to pay that off, and if they completely brick, it will not be the worst thing that has ever happened to us. So that is good news. That is good news. Moving on to the next point of contention when building my lineups, especially this year, it's been really bad, is the tight end position. I have a few solid candidates for this weekend, the early slate for this weekend that I really like, that we're going to go with. Ricky Seals-Jones Jr. is going to be minimum salary, with Logan Thomas being IR'd by the Washington the football team, and the football team is at home against New Orleans this week. That is a weather concern game. I think that game will play down slow. I do not particularly like that game in any phase or fashion. I think it's this game I'm going to be avoiding. So I do believe Ricky Seals-Jones Jr. is going to be very popular. He should be. He's a good football player. We thought about going there, but if he's going to be popular, we don't want to go there. That moves us up to 3,400. Zach Ertz. He's the best tight end 2 you will ever play, especially this year, and he's trending upwards. He looked good last week. Watched that game, Philly, Kansas City, and he looked good. He's been looking good. Good ideal conditions in Carolina this weekend. Carolina will be missing two or three key defensive players this week. So Zach Ertz, 3,400, is in a really good spot. Moving up the board just a little bit, Tyler Conklin's there. If you want to target that Minnesota-Detroit game, that's probably not a bad idea. Further up the board, we have Mike Gesicki, 4,200, with Will Fuller being out. That is going to be a passing game script for the Dolphins, no matter how you look at it. Mike Gesicki definitely trending upward, helping us in best ball leagues as well. Thank you, Mike, for finally showing up. But trending upwards and in a good spot. Mike Gesicki, 4,200 at the tight end position. Noah Fant is also trending upwards. He is a little bit more expensive. I believe he's at $4,700 for Noah Fant. And Noah Fant is going to be an outstanding option, especially if Courtland Sutton struggles to get play. He rolled an ankle towards the end of practice on Friday, and so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Albert O, the tight end 2 in Denver, is out. Is already ruled out. So Noah Fant will be handling almost all of the tight end duties for Denver. If you need a really weird shot, I'm sure $2,500, something Sobel, tight end 3 for Denver. I forget his name off the top of my head, but it did occur to me. He will probably see an uptick in action as well. So if you're looking for a $2,500 punt tight end option, that's rolling the dice, but you could probably go there this week. Let's see, we're at the 4.5 minute mark, so we're doing pretty good. My thoughts on running back this week are that they are going to be thin options. With Derrick Henry up top, he's going to get locked in. CMC's already been ruled out, or he's trending that way. He's doubtful right now, but I don't think he's playing. And if he does, whatever. That makes Chaba Hubbard, or whatever his name is, 6K, Carolina. He's he's a solid play this week. Obviously, Philadelphia very poor against the run. Kansas City probably could have ran them into the ground, but they like to throw the ball. But Hubbard, he's more live this week. Hopefully, people got scared off from his okay performance last week, but didn't do what people had hoped. So hopefully his ownership will be down, and we'll be able to probably get him into a lot of our lineups. The other running back keynote to is Dalvin Cook. He is, they have him questionable. It doesn't sound like he's going to play. Worst case scenario is that he gives it a try. Addison Morrison, he is live this week. I think either way, he's 5,500, and he'll have absolutely no ownership if Cook gives it a try. I think he plays a lot regardless. So worst case scenario for Morrison, 5,500, is that he gets a split with Dalvin Cook. There's always the possibility Cookies can't finish the game and he gets going. We are talking about them playing the Detroit Lions, who are not exactly great at stopping people playing football. So that's probably the biggest kind of news we're waiting on. I hope the news holds out. It'll be a game time decision and decides not to play. So that's what we're hoping for, but we'll have to see what happens there. So moving on. Wide receivers this week. Laviska Shenault, still one of my favorite plays on the entire board, especially for the early slate. 4,800 wide receiver, definitely going to go there this week. Randall Cobb, 4,000, liking his spot. Scanling is IR'd. Lazard, he's there as well. Ryan Tonyan had a tick up last week without much production. So Randall Cobb looking live. 2 touchdowns last week, 7 targets. We can probably live with that at 4,000 if he's going to be a live player against the Cincinnati Bengals. Going to be ideal conditions. It's going to be quite warm in Cincinnati this week, almost 80 degrees. So Randall Cobb, feel real good about that. Fire him up. Another thought, real quick, if you're looking to be different in your lineups, simple way to do that and feel good about it is play Devontae Adams. No one ever plays him. So, if you just want to be different, I don't know if we'll be able to get there, but, Devontae Adams, if you want to be different. Guys under 4K are a little thin, but there are a few options. They are all dice rolls. Our boy KJ Osborne in Minnesota, he had 7 targets last week. I don't know how good those targets were because they were not able to do much after their very first drive. So Cleveland's defense is for real. Detroit's really isn't. So KJ Osborne's live. St. Brown something, whatever, 3,500 for Detroit coming back. That's live. Sure, why not? Josh Reynolds, 3,300 in Tennessee. He is definitely live. Julio out. I know they have Chester Rogers there as well. Chester Rogers, I guess, 3,800, more expensive, but he will be out there playing football for the Tennessee Titans this week against Jacksonville. So you kind of have to like that matchup as well. That's about all I'm going to touch on about wide receiver right now. Some of the higher price guys, right? They all look good. Mike Evans is getting some attention from me with Gronkowski being out and him becoming the most prominent red zone target for Tom Brady this weekend. Pretty good conditions, chance for some showers in Tampa, but it sounds like it's going to be a pretty good game for football. And I like Tom Brady this week, so Mike Evans I like this week, so just putting that out there. He might make the final cut. DJ Moore, great way to pivot off of Chupacabra Hubbard. It is DJ Moore at 7,500. He is pretty pricey. He's going to be hard to fit for a lot of people this week. So not us. We're definitely going to be able to get to DJ Moore if we choose to. It might be a really nice pivot. He'll probably have half the ownership as Hubbard, and it'll help make you different with getting a strong player in there. So those are my thoughts there. Quarterback, it's streamlining pretty good from the bottom to the top. Jacoby Brissett's definitely live. Goff, live. Trevor Lawrence. Could make the grade this week. Maybe 5,700. Trevor Lawrence, maybe a good idea. Moving on up, Kirk Cousins. You can go there. Jalen Hurts, I do believe, is live. He even in bad games, he scores lots of fantasy points, and at $7,000. As I mentioned earlier, Carolina's going to be missing players on defense this week, so that's not a bad spot. Ideal conditions. Let him go. Jalen Hurts is good to go. Aaron Rodgers, the player everybody hates the roster, unless you're stacking Adams specifically. Yeah, sure, why not? Whatever. And then Tom Brady up top. He's live. He might make the final cut. He's Tom Brady. I think he can pay off his $7,600 salary there. So feel good about Tom Brady. Anyway, that is my more advanced look going ahead. Key piece of information coming out for me today that's making my lineups start to work for the early slate is that New England is going to be decimated on the offensive line. They're going to have problems with their rookie quarterback on the road in a dome situation, which might Houston could get lucky. 2,300, we think they can get lucky. So anyway, I'm going to see how this looks. So I'm posted on up, and I'm going to try to get ready for the rest of my day. So talk to y'all later. Thanks.